All right, at this point, we have all of our finger joints drawn around the box. And we're going to look at putting the feet on. And so in order to do that, I'm going to get back to my top view, and I'm going to come up here to Camera, Standard Views, and click on Top. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my feet off to the side of the project. And if we look at our parameters here, it's going to tell us that our trim, let's see, where is it? Our feet, you should have 4 feet, 1 in each corner. These feet need to be 1.25 inches minimum to 2 inches square. And so they need to stick out of the project as well. So I'm going to just draw a box here. I want to use my rectangle tool, and I'm going to come 2 by 2. And I'm just going to make one of these for now, and then I'm going to make copies of them. So I'm going to orbit it down now because I have that drawn, and I'm going to use my push-pull tool, and I'm going to make this 1/4 inch thick. So actually, I'm going to go 3/8 thick. Okay, so there is my 1 foot. And I need 2 of each other that are opposite of them. So I'm going to come up here and right now, and I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to have one that's going to be the right side and one that's going to be the left side, and so on. Okay, so let's come in here and we're going to zoom out again. And now we're going to put a profile on these feet. And what we mean by profile is, for example, this piece is going to fit right up here, and it's going to come off, and I want to have a profile or a decorative cut right along this edge here, these 2 edges. So I'm going to rotate this around a little bit so I can see the side, and I'm going to zoom into that, and I'm going to draw a shape on here. It could be a radius, it could be a line, it doesn't matter. I'm going to come in 1/4, 0.25, and I'm going to come down 0.25, and I'm going to create a 45-degree bevel around the edge. So now that I've got my line or shape drawn on there, what we're going to do is rotate this down, and I'm going to use a tool called Follow Me. Now, if you don't see it up top, you may have to come up here to Tools and find Follow Me. And so I'm going to use the Follow Me tool, and I'm going to just make it polka dotted, the part I want to change, and I'm going to pull it down and over to this corner, and I can let go. Now, if I rotate around, we should have that bevel on all sides. Now, I've got a little bit left here. Let's see what happens if I erase this or if I need to retry that. Nope, I am able just to erase that little window that was left there, that wall. So there's one of my feet. Now I need the other one to be opposite of that. So I'm going to come over here, and I am going to draw that same shape. I'm going to come down and over 1/4. So 0.25, and I'm going to come down 0.25, and I'm going to find those green dots. And again, I'm going to use the Follow Me tool. So Tools, Follow Me, and I'm going to just follow around that edge and over to that edge. I don't want to have a corner like that. I want to be nice and flat. There we go. I got that little tab again. I'm just going to come in and erase that. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, so there's my 2 pieces of trim that we're going to now install on here. So I made these 2 by 2, and I came in 1/4 inch. So they're right now, they're 1 3/4. So I'm going to just take my pencil tool, and I'm going to come down 1.75, and find that green dot and come over 1.75 and up to the corner. So this represents where my foot or my trim should be. So I'm going to take now this corner. I'm going to rotate this around a little bit so I can see a little bit more. Now, before I do this, I probably should make this a group, because if I don't group it and I move it here and I want to move it later, it's going to be stuck. So if I triple click make this whole thing blue, and then you can right click on a PC or control click on a Mac, and we're going to make it a group. That way now when it touches something, it's not going to stick and I can move it around. So now I'm going to grab the move tool. It's a little bit tricky. I want to grab this upper corner and I want to put that upper corner right on that one that I drew. And it can kind of snap right in there. And we can take a look that it is right on my two lines. So now when I zoom out and take a look on top, I have my 1/4 inch sticking out on there. So if you wanted a little lip on here, you could actually go maybe in 1.5 inches. And then that way you would have a 1/4 inch sticking out the front of the project. Okay. So it looks like maybe that front isn't in all the way. And so if I come back, I could also use this top edge here. If I grab this, see now that I made it a group, when I grab this, I can move this off freely and it's not going to stick in place. So that's one reason you need to make it a group. I'm going to come in and just snap it right to there. Okay. So depending on how much overhang you want, maybe you want this out to be out a little bit more. So once I have it in place, I could take my move tool and I could move it out 1/8 and over 1/8, 1/8, and now I've got an extra little lip on there. So however you want to do that to attach that, that's up to you. So now let's do the other side. So we're going to zoom out. I'm going to actually need to move this over. Whoops, I didn't get the right one. Remember, we want to make this a group. So let's do that now. Control click or right click and make it a group. And I'm going to back out just a little bit so I can see a little bit more. I'm going to grab my 4-arrow move tool and click this and come over to this side. Now it doesn't really matter where I place it because I need to just get over here and line it up. So again, I'm taking my arrow tool, or sorry, my move tool. I want this top corner here, and I want that top corner to be on this plane. So I'm just going to click it right there, even though that's not where it goes. But now that's on that right plane, I can bring it straight down and find where it goes. All right. Now, if I come in here and I need that same overhang over there, I came off 1/8 of an inch. I can take my move tool again, click that, and come over 1/8. And I can rotate around so I can pull it the right way here. And I'm going to move the foot again, but this time I'm coming out this way, 1/8. And now I have my trim or my foot drawn on there. Okay. So now I have both of my feet. It's up to you how you want to do this. You could make a copy of these and move them. You'd have to rotate them around so they'll fit back here. Or we could draw a new set of feet, however you want to do that. I'm going back to my top view. And again, to do that, you're going to go camera, standard view, top. And I'm going to take and I'm going to draw a new trim just, and we'll go do the follow me again. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go 2, 2, and over here I'm going to come and go 2, 2, and there was our two trims. Now I'm going to rotate around and I need to pull these up. So I'm going to grab my push pull tool and I'm going to come up 3/8 and over here up, grab the surface, come up 3/8. Okay, now I'm going to zoom into one of these. It doesn't matter which one. And we got to do that follow me tool. So I'm going to rotate it around. I need to see the surface over here so that we have the right trim or the right angle on each side. And rotate just a little bit more. Actually, that should be good. So I'm going to come in. If you remember what we did before, we came in 1/4 and we came down 1/4. And I connected those lines together. And then I went to tools, follow me. And we're going to use the follow me tool around that surface and over to that corner. And for whatever reason, it's leaving that little tab. So we need to erase that. Okay. So now we're going to zoom out a little bit and we're going to move, not too far on my zooms. And I'm going to move this one into place. And again, I want to make this a group first. So I'm going to triple click and right click or control click, depending what platform you're on. And I'm going to make it a group. And I'm going to grab with the 4-arrow move tool. And I'm going to grab that top corner and put it right. Doesn't want to stay. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to pull it down to the corner. Now I'm going to rotate around a little bit so I can see it. And I'm going to use my 4-arrow move tool again, and I'm going to click it and pull it this way. And we're going to come out 1/8. And now I'm going to click it and pull it this way, 1/8. So now there is my feet. That should match all the way around. This distance here and this distance here should be the same. So let's come over here and do the last piece of foot here, or trim. And we're going to do 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, 0.25, and down 0.25, and connect the dots. And again, we're going to tools, follow me, and we're going to click that and make it polka dotted. And then we're going to pull it around until we get to the edge. And again, we've got that little piece there. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but we'll just delete it. And again, we're going to triple click this and control click or right click and make it a group so it doesn't stick to the project on us. Now I'm going to rotate it around, and I'm going to use my 4-arrow move tool again and click that top corner. And there we go. That one snapped it right into where it needed to go. And now I'm going to take my move tool again, and I'm going to give my overhang the right way. So I'm going to come out this way, 1/8, and I'm going to come out this way, 1/8. And now I have the overhang on all those pieces all the way around. So that's how you would go about putting your trim or feet onto the jewelry box. Oh, look at this one here. You've got this one's not quite touching. So we need to move this up. And that might mean that we have to actually, unfortunately, redo that moving. So if I click on it, I'm going to grab the 4-arrow move tool, grab that corner and put it right there. And now I can grab that move tool again and go 1/8 and out 1/8. And that's one thing you need to check before you're done, is that all your trim pieces or your feet are actually touching the workpiece. Now, remember that original piece that we drew had that square around there? It's actually coming through in here. So we can come out and back underneath here. We don't need that actually. So we can delete this square here and get rid of that piece because we're not going to need that anymore. We've got our trim in place and we don't need to see that extra square inside the project. So hopefully that helps with installing and drawing your feet. Good luck.